Okay, so here's how to create a recipe in Cronometer and then how to accurately track how much you're actually eating. So let's go down to where it says foods and then create recipe. And first and foremost, we want to go ahead and create a name. Now make sure it's something you'll remember because this is what you'll actually type in to go ahead and track it. So I'm going to make some pasta with ground beef. Okay, so there we have our title. Now let's go ahead and let's just start adding ingredients. I'm going to tap add ingredient. Now first thing I have is pasta. Now that has a barcode, so I'm going to use the barcode scanner at the top left and allow that to scan. So make sure first and foremost that it does match the nutrition facts there. It does. Now the serving size is 3/4 of a cup, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and input everything that I'm using in the recipe. Later on, we can determine how much we're having. So I see on the box, I'm going to use the entire box. There are 8 servings. So I'm going to change amount to 8 because I'm taking the entire box. I'll hit save and then add to recipe. Okay, keep going. I'm going to add another ingredient. I'm going to add the sauce, and that also has a barcode. So there we go. I'm going to track that. I get 2 options here. Let's take a look at the top. Okay, that actually matches the nutrition facts on the jar. Now I see again, a serving is 1/2 cup. I'm actually going to use half of the jar, and I see there's 8 servings in a full jar. So since I'm taking half, I will put that I'm going to use 4 servings. Save, add to recipe. Next ingredient, I need some ground beef. So I'm going to type that in because I don't have a barcode for the ground beef I'm using. It is 85/15, so that top one will work. I'm going to be putting in a whole pound of ground beef. So I see the serving size is in 4 ounces. A full pound is 16 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and use 4 servings to get my 1 pound. Save. Done. Add to recipe. I'm going to add some onions. So now onion obviously doesn't have a barcode. That's okay. And I'm going to use a yellow onion. So I'm going to tap that and I'm going to go ahead now and weigh in its entirety how much onion I'm putting in. So always use grams. That's the most accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm just going to make a guess here. Let's say I'm going to use 150 grams of onion. I type that in because that's how much in full I'm using. Save. Done. Add to recipe, and let's just leave it at that. So let's just say that's everything I'm putting into the recipe. So everything looks good. I'm gonna hit next. Now here's where the magic happens. We don't want this servings based. We want it weight based. And what's gonna happen, so I'm gonna click on weight based, is now when I go to actually serve myself, all I have to do is weigh how much of the full recipe I'm actually using. Okay, so the whole recipe itself, you can see there is 1,550 grams. So whatever portion I get from that is what I'll type in, and then the macros will be perfectly aligned with how much I'm eating. I'm gonna hit next. This is not as important. Recipe category, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put meals, entrees, and side dishes. You can put in some notes if you want. Let's hit next. Okay, so here's the full recipe with everything as if I were gonna eat the whole thing, except I'm not, right? That's okay, so here's everything. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save recipe. Okay, great, so let's go to our diary and now track that. So let's say I'm gonna have that for dinner. So I'm gonna hit the plus sign, add food. I'm gonna type in the name that I use. So pasta with ground beef. Perfect, there it is, the third one there. It's one full recipe custom because I created it. Now, what I wanna do is go to serving size and I go to that drop-down menu. I wanna hit grams. And now all I have to do is weigh however much I'm going to eat. So let's say I'm gonna have 350 grams after, and that's not a guess. I literally will put my dish on a scale, weigh out how much I put in there, and then I'll go ahead and input that here. So let's just say it's 350. And what you notice is now I have all my calories and macros based on that serving, which is super awesome. So hit save, done, add to diary, and there it is, exactly what you took from that full recipe. Hope that was helpful.